Hey, what is Chambers of My Heart? What is that?
Hey guys, it's your humble host, or Kale if you prefer, so I'm back with another video. I was not sure if I was going to make a video on this particular subject just because there's a lot of people already covering it, and I didn't want to have it come across as me just jumping on a quote-unquote bandwagon, but the more I thought about it, the more that I specifically needed to say something, not because of who I am on the platform, which is a nobody, but because I'm a woman, and there's a particular argument going around that is legit pissing me off, and I feel like there's not enough female creators, actual female creators on this platform that is saying jack all about it. So, the argument is this. If you guys don't know what's going on between SSSniperwolf and Jack's Films, look it up. You can even watch August the Duck's video. I'm subscribed to him. Link is in the description below, and then just go nuts. There's multiple videos out on this right now. So, I'm not going to recover the situation. If you guys already know what's going on, I'm going to talk about the particular argument that's going around. So, a lot of people are goading Jack's Films, are making fun of him because you have SSSniperwolf and her sister involved saying, oh, well, you're scared of a 120-pound woman to your house. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So, let me talk about that for a second. So we see this mentality a lot, and for those of you who have been on my channel know I have covered that men can be victims. I covered a little bit of the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard stuff where, yes, men can be victims. They could be survivors of domestic violence / sexual abuse. They could be verbally abused. And there's a mentality that goes around that men are only monsters, that they can only be monsters. They can't be victimized by women. They can't be abused by women. And this is total horseshit. And we're seeing this narrative in play now. I cannot tell you how many comments I've come across where people are saying, well, Jack deserved it. Jack is a man. He should be fine. We've seen YouTubers get swatted, killed because of getting swatted. There's one crazy fan, I forget what the name is, showed up to this YouTuber's meet and greet with her fans and got shot. So let me also talk about the double standard, because there's a lot of conversation going around about this, as well as if this was a male creator doing this to a female one where he showed up at her house, he would possibly be in jail. His stuff would be nuked from space. He'd be run off. He really wouldn't have all that much supporters. And when it comes to SSSniperwolf, her stuff is still monetized. YouTube tried to go, oh, well, we demonetized it, even though she's allowed to upload on her second channel, not her main, and then people discovered that she was still monetized on her main. YouTube has been caught changing the rules to protect SSSniperwolf. So, yeah, this is bad, and this is YouTube protecting what's called one of their cash cows or golden children, because apparently SSSniperwolf brings the platform a lot of money. I don't give a fuck, by the way. I really don't. If you have a creator putting other creators in danger and you don't do anything about it just because they're bringing a lot of money to the platform, like, you have no integrity. And a lot of people, a lot of YouTubers are up in arms about this. And the type of YouTubers, from what I've seen, my algorithm could be messing up. There could be other variables involved that I'm just not seeing. I don't feel there's enough female creators, actual women here on this platform, coming out in video form and rebuking us. Now, this is not to say that there aren't female creators coming out and saying, no, this is bullshit. We do not back this narrative. We see that SSSniperwolf has posed a danger to Jack's Films, and I'm not trying to give a script to anybody, but this, I'm only seeing this narrative being called out by men on the platform. I've barely seen any female creators. I've seen women in the comments section, and I'm not saying that they have to particularly jump on and make a video. I'm talking about the actual people who have a mass following, who can move mountains with what they say here on the platform. That's the people I'm talking about. I'm not seeing enough of that, and maybe I haven't looked all the way. I'm not sure. But this needs to come out. More female creators need to go, no, this is bullshit. We do not stand with this. We back Jack's film. And again, I don't really watch Jack's film. I'm not a supporter, but the bullshit narrative is what actually gets men killed. And we see this, anybody's been around my channel, and even seen the Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp stuff, which she joked about killing him and bringing a knife to the house. Men do get killed over certain stuff, and it's because we see this a lot with family court. Family court will treat men solely as monsters. There's rare situations to where the dad is in the wrong and the woman or the mother is abused by the courts. Yeah, there are cases like that, and those are real. Carol Witowski in Illinois is a perfect example. But for the most part, the way that men are treated, and this is a perfect example, is just wrong. They're not the only ones that can be monsters. Women, even more so, because they're given the benefit of the doubt right away, because they're women. And we're seeing this now. We're seeing this in play, and it's toxic, it's dangerous, it's manipulative, and it's just flat out fucking wrong. And YouTube, here's the thing. Unfortunately, there's not a contender. YouTube does not have a contender, and the last few contenders have fallen to the wayside. Rumble's not even a contender for YouTube right now, which really sucks. That's a whole other topic, and people have covered that at length, why Rumble right now cannot compete effectively with YouTube. Their platform is kind of garbage. And I'm hearing that their views are kind of fake, and there's a bunch of stuff I've heard. Anyway, with this situation, YouTube needs to treat its creators the same. There should be no, and I understand if you have someone who's bringing in a lot of money to your platform, give them a little bit leeway, but this is criminal behavior. And SSniperwolf has a rap sheet. She has a charge convicted of armed robbery where she attacked a security guard for catching her shoplifting. There's another situation, and I can't remember what it was. I think it was against the guy from domestic violence. I don't remember what the second one was, is when she was a little bit younger. And then what's come out, because the diggers have been at work, she has had videos on her YouTube monetizing of minors exposing herself to her, and then her exposing herself to minors. Yeah, so that's a pedo behavior. Yay! Groomer. So she's a fucking groomer on top of it, which ties into a whole other narrative, very similar, that women can't prey upon children. And what SSniperwolf was doing, you guys are familiar with the chat site Omegle, Omegle, and it used to be a thing where the chat would randomly match you with somebody and you would video chat, and then it'd switch you like 5 minutes later. So she exposed herself to minor boys after they twerked for her, from what I understand, and then she had a young teenage girl expose herself to SSniperwolf. So I guess SSniperwolf was judging her chest or something. I'm not linking the videos. The videos are out there. Fucking find them for yourselves. I'm not putting that shit in my description. But there's mirrors and archives running around. Again, please, that borders on the line of CP. It really does. So all the more reason why I'm not posting it in my description, and I will not be sharing it. But these have been confirmed. These allegations are true. So again, if you're really that hell-bent, look for it yourselves. It is on YouTube. But these have been on SSniperwolf's channel, I guess, for 9 years, because she's been on this platform for a decade, and they just now got demonetized, and or she removed them after people dug and archived them. So this situation's pretty bad, and it's, well, not pretty bad, it's really bad because it's sending a message loud and fucking clear. And it's a narrative that a lot of people, and it just does not involve YouTube. This is a narrative that a lot of people have been battling against for years, generations. And again, the narrative is this, that only men can be monsters, that women cannot be abusive, and when they quote unquote are, it's not a big fucking deal. This is the message that YouTube is sending to all of its creators, loud and clear. And there's going to be ripple effects. It's going to make distrust among a lot of creators, because you're going to have a lot of male creators like, we don't want anything to do with the female ones. And then it puts them in a bad spot, because it's just like, well, YouTube's not going to have our back, and this is how society usually treats us, because when we get abused, when we get victimized, sexually abused, like, we get laughed at. Men do get laughed at if they fucking talk about it. Me and my husband had multiple conversations on how when he was growing up, he had certain things beat into his head, just by various people growing up. I, thankfully, had the opposite. I've never heard of half of what society speaks, because my dad didn't talk that way, and he's a very respectable man. So I learned completely different from the norm, which is why I was unable to understand a lot more and catch on to stuff throughout the years, because of that upbringing. Thank God for it. But still, that crappy, that very toxic, very dangerous narrative is still alive and well. And again, anybody who's been around my channel, you see it with the family courts. And I'm not trying to pull away from Jack Feldman and his situation, because his wife has now been put in danger. No one's considering her safety, his household, his car, any staff members that he has connected to him have now been put in danger, because this has been allowed to continue and not dealt with properly. Sniperwolf has a massive following of a couple million people. That's scaring the shit out of a lot of people, and rightfully so. And no, this is not funny. And anybody who thinks that it is, you assholes have never been on that other end where you're the poor bastard. And yes, I'm going to phrase it that way, that got abused and freaking chastised and made fun of because something horrible happened to you, and no one's going to believe you. No one's going to be in your corner, even though you got broken on such a deep level. So yeah, it's a pretty serious thing, and this is fucked up. This is so fucked up. I don't know what more to say. There's been plenty of coverage of her videos. I'm not linking any of her shit in my description. I'll link August the Duck, because that's the latest video I saw, and I'm subscribed to him. So go check him out. I don't know him. I don't sponsor him. He doesn't sponsor me. He's one of my subs. I like watching him. But yeah, I can't. This is something that's been going on for years with our society, and it branches off into a plethora of other things. Hollywood, family courts, the Me Too movement. This is just an example of why a lot of men are fucking checking out. And if you think I'm over exaggerating, you need to start paying really close fucking attention and take off the goddamn blinders. No. And like I said, I wasn't sure if I was going to make a video, because everyone and their brother's making a video about it. But at the same time, because there's a lack, and this is not representation, there needs to be more female creators speaking out against this shit. This really fucking does. I'm not kidding. This is a time towards like, hey, women, you need to stand up and say something, because this is bullshit. And because I know that there are female creators that talk about fathers' rights, that talk about men's rights, that talk about male victims. You need to fucking stand up and say something. And if you don't know about it and you're just learning about it, cool. Here's the situation. It's fucked. Please say something about it, because this will affect the entirety of YouTube. This will affect everyone on this damn platform. Please say something about it. Bring more attention. Call it out. Rebuke it. This is not okay. This actually gets men killed, and this is why men are going through a mental crisis right now here in America. This is a perfect fucking example of it. So please, if you're a female creator and you have a following of any kind, and you come across this video or someone else's, please stand up and say something. And again, the algorithm could be fucked up for me. There could be other stuff where I'm just seeing male creators. I don't know. I really don't know. But as far as I'm seeing, I'm only seeing male creators come out and rebuke the particular narrative that is being created around and backed by YouTube. Anyway, with that being said, I hope his situation gets rectified, him and his household, and for his wife, and that YouTube actually has the balls to do something. and a lot of people say this, but if I had any say, if I was in YouTube and I saw this, I don't care how much money. I'm not one of these people that's going to protect someone just because they're seen as a golden child. You have no integrity, you have no character, and you feel it's okay to abuse people because you're popular. You need to get thrown in the trash. You are for the street. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one, and I really hope YouTube turns around and rectifies this, because this is bullshit.